Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're diving into the world of Liat Portal. You guys sent us like a ton of her blog posts and info on her website, even a note on how to pronounce her name. You're clearly interested.
And you know what? After looking at everything, we are too.
Right. So who is this Liat Portal? What's the common thread?
Okay, so she's got this background in industrial engineering management and MBA. Now she's a consultant, writer, even wants to create a show, it seems.
Yeah, and her interests, Israeli culture, music, even food.
Yeah.
Then there's entrepreneurship, business, and innovation.
Such a mix.
Okay.
But she's good at, like, connecting things. Even calls herself a weaver in her bio.
And she talks about being a storyteller.
Oh, absolutely. She even says she's the daughter of the greatest storyteller of all time. You can tell she inherited the gift.
So, about this Liat Show, what is it?
Okay, so it's called The Liat Show, My Journey to Infinity, and honestly, it's kind of a mystery. It's on Substack, which a lot of writers and podcasters use.
Right.
But hers is different. It's stories, podcast episodes, all in these themed episodes. More like acts in a play, really.
You know, when I was reading it, I was thinking the same thing. Not your usual podcast at all. It's almost like a performance happening as you read.
Totally. And like Liat herself, the show covers everything. History, music, science, even her own stories.
Yeah.
She's not just trying to, entertain. She wants to make you think.
I love that she calls her audience part of the story, not just listeners.
Yeah. It's collaborative.
Speaking of which, her article on zero trust architecture, that's where things get really interesting, especially with all this talk about human connection.
Right.
So for those of us who aren't like cybersecurity experts, what is it?
So zero trust architecture, basically it's a security framework. It's all about never trust, always verify. Instead of assuming people inside a network are safe, it treats everyone with suspicion until they're verified.
Like airport security.
Exactly. Doesn't matter if you fly every day, you still go through the checks. Minimize risk. Now, what Liat finds interesting is how this never trust thing might change how we act, not just with tech, but with people too.
Right. In her article, Living with Trust Issues, the human side of zero trust architecture, she asks, can we function if we never trust?
Exactly. Can we, as a society, imagine always being suspicious? Think about it with your family, your friends. Could you fall in love if you didn't trust?
Wow. She actually asks if you can fall in love without trust.
Right. It's about how tech, especially cybersecurity, changes how we connect with each other. And it comes up again with her work with Hubjong.
So we're talking trust, or maybe not trusting, in a world of cybersecurity. And now Hajunk, it seems, I don't know, more fun. How does it fit with everything else about Liat?
You know, it's interesting. It shows how good she is at taking different things, like she says, weaving threads, and making them into one, well, beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Hajunk, on the surface, it's her business, right? Helping startups, writing stuff, the usual.
Yeah.
But look closer. The clients, how she talks about it. It's connected to what she believes.
Okay, tell me more. What kind of clients?
Tech, mostly.
Yeah.
Cybersecurity specifically. Makes sense, right? She's into how this tech affects people. So she works with the people making it.
So she's like a bridge then between the engineers, all the tech stuff, and regular people who might be, I don't know, unsure about it all. Like we said, the storyteller.
Exactly. She even says she helps them make those complicated ideas into stories. Take something like zero trust, which, let's be honest, sounds kind of scary, and make it something people connect with.
Not just making secure systems, but explaining WHY, helping the companies think about what happens because of their tech.
Yes. And that's where the name Hujunk is kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's weird, right, for such a serious industry.
It is, but I remember it. Makes you wonder, what's it mean?
She says it's like the Hebrew word for the spark. And when you think about it that way, it fits. She wants that spark, that connection, even in cybersecurity.
Wow, the weaving again. She takes something very techy, maybe even boring, and makes it human.
It's really something. And it gets to a bigger question she seems to be asking. Can we still be ourselves, trust and connect, when tech is all about protecting us from ourselves?
That's bigger than just cybersecurity. That's how we are online, how we have relationships now.
Yeah.
What trust even means these days.
Exactly. And that's why Liat's work is so interesting. She's not just like doing a job. She's making us think about being human in this tech world. And she does it in a way that's smart, but also warm, funny even. You just want to listen.
I know, right? Makes you see things differently, look for connections you wouldn't expect, asks the hard questions even if there's no easy answer.
For sure. And it brings us back to the Liat Show, the format, the writing and audio, like a play almost.
Yeah. New kind of storytelling. But what about that title, My Journey to Infinity? It's like on purpose,
Totally. And I think it shows She believes in learning forever, always trying new things, seeing new views. It's not about the end, but the journey, with all the surprises and changes.
Which is so Liat when you think about it. She's not afraid to try something new, connect different ideas, go into the unknown, and she wants us to, too.
And she's not done, not even close. She's mentioned making the Liat Show live. Imagine that.
Oh, wow. The energy, the creativity, seeing her think in real time, making those connections as she talks to people.
Seeing that spark in person would be something else. But even now, the Liat Show lets you see how she thinks. Always searching, always asking.
Inspiring, honestly. So for our listeners, if you're hooked on Liat Portal like we are, where can they find her? So where can people find her online? Give us the details.
Well, her main thing is Substack. It's where the Liat Show, my journey to infinity is, like she says. If you go to liatportal.substack.com.
Easy enough?
Yeah, and she's got free stuff, Andy paid, so you can, check it out first. But honestly, I think a lot of people listening will be hitting that subscribe button after this.
I think you're right. What about social media?
Oh, she's around. Search the Liat Show or her name, Liat Portal, on, well, any social media, really.
Perfect. We'll link it all in the show notes for everyone. This has been, wow, fascinating is an understatement. Liat Portal is one of a kind, that's for sure. We've covered her past, what she's working on, this whole cybersecurity and trust thing. But I feel like we're just getting started. You know what I mean?
Totally. But that's what's so cool about someone like her, right? She's always changing, always making these connections, pushing limits. She asks the hard questions, and she's so, I don't know, excited about it that you want to go along with her.
Yeah, she pulls you in. This deep dive has really made me think, and not just about Liat or her work, but about how WEE deal with tech. It's a whole new way of looking at it.
I love that. For me, it's remembering that even now, with all the data and algorithms and all that, our stories still matter. Liat proves that. You can have both. In fact, when you put them together, right, it's like magic.
Well said. So, to everyone listening, go check out Liat Portal. Her Substack, her socials, see where her journey to infinity takes you. Might surprise you. Might even learn something about yourself along the way.
And who knows, maybe we'll have Liat herself on the deep dive sometime. I feel like we've only just scratched the surface today. This is a conversation that needs to keep going.
I have a feeling you're right. And until next time, keep exploring, keep those questions coming. And as always, dive deep.